Hey everyone, so this is where we left off. We are now on shape. So the last video was line and we are now on shape, both elements of art. So today we're going to make this look a little bit better. As a reminder, we continue on in this project until it eventually looks like this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to save a new file. We're going to save it in our digital arts graphic design folder. Slight reminder, you do need that. And I'm going to type in still life movie. You don't have to put movie. I'm just doing that for my own reference. And this is shape. Save. So now we're going to talk about a very important tool in Inkscape that's called layers. So if we go to layer, we select layers and objects. Now we have our layers panel over here. I'm going to right click here and I want to see if, yes, I can rename the layer to the glass layer. Now, I need to add a new layer. I'm going to click that button and I'm going to call this layer the decanter layer. All right, so right now I'm on the decanter layer. So let me see if I can touch. Yes, as soon as I touch the decanter, which is on the glass layer at this moment, you saw the highlight go to the glass layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the decanter. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to Cut. And we're going to click on the decanter layer. We're going to Edit, and we're going to go to Paste in Place. Okay. Now, we can hide it or not. What's going on? This is on a path. Why is it on a path? Okay, so this is a new feature on Inkscape. If you have an older version, you don't have to worry about it. But I pasted my decanter to what I thought was the decanter layer. But instead it's its own path that has its own layer, which I don't quite understand why it's doing that. But anyways, we are just going to right click it. We're going to select move to layer, and we are going to move it to the decanter layer. And now, if we hide it and lock it, we won't be able to see it. Okay. Now we are going to go to our glass layer. Make sure it's unlocked. I'm going to go lock my decanter layer. It's a good idea to lock layers just so you don't accidentally mess up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our node tool. All right, with our node button selected and the glass selected, I'm going to click the top left node, hold down shift, and click the top right node. Now, old Inkscape should have this roughly in the same spot, but if you just highlight your cursor over the button will say delete segment between two non-endpoint nodes. And now our glass is missing its top, which is perfectly fine. Okay, that's what we want. Instead, we're going to give it some more shape. Actually, in this particular case, we're going to give it some form. Form is three-dimensional. So what we're going to do is we are going to draw an ellipse. Mine is invisible. Yours may be fully covered in. That's perfectly okay. We can fix that. If we go to our object menu and select fill and stroke, then the fill and stroke menu will appear. So right now this has no fill. It's perfectly fine. We don't want to fill. If yours does, just click this no paint button right here. However, the stroke, we do need a stroke. So we're going to click the flat color button, and wow, that is significantly thicker than I want it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our select tool. We're going to go to edit, copy, and if your stroke is a different color too, this will work just fine, what we're doing right now. Then I'm going to select the ellipse that I just drew. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to select paste style, and that gives it the same stroke, color, and everything. The only thing that I need to do now is I need to shrink it to where it will fit. See how that looks? Not perfect. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my up, down, left, right keys. These move it a pixel, which is still going to be too much, so I think I got to shrink it just a little bit more. I think that might be too small. And yeah, it's too small, so just that. All right, and now let's use those again. And that looks pretty good. It does not have to be perfect. That's pretty good right there. So we can leave it just like that. Real fast, let me make sure that I am on the correct layer. So yes, okay, path and that path. All right, good. They are there. Now we are going to lock the glass layer up, and as you can see, we can no longer select anything on it. We're going to unlock the decanter layer. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our ellipse tool. Now, since we just used it, it should be under the same settings. So what we're going to do is hold down Control, and we are going to. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. As you can see, I cannot draw. That's okay. Just click on the decanter layer because that is unlocked, as we can see. So I'm going to hold down Control, and that should be good enough to work with. So I'm going to put this in here. All right. Now it doesn't quite fit. That's okay. So we can make it smaller. All right. All right. And then that'll be okay. So I'm going to click my node tool, but these are not nodes, as you can see. So what I need to do is I need to go to my path menu while the circle is selected and select object to path. And we're going to delete this top node. All you got to do is press the delete key. And then we're going to hold this left node, click it, not hold it, I'm sorry. Hold down Shift and select this left node. At this point, you can let go of Shift as long as you don't touch anything else with the mouse. Then we're going to go up to this button over here again that says delete segment between two non-endpoint nodes. And voila, we have a half circle. Now here is your chance to adjust the size of it. Okay? Remember, these nodes can do a lot of wonderful things. Okay. We got to get that one higher too. Pull it down. Perfect. Use those node handles and use everything. All right, with the decanter layer still selected, we are going to draw an ellipse. All right, select tool. Let's copy the ellipse that we have. Edit, copy. And we're going to go to edit. Let's try, I want to see if we can paste the width. This is just an experiment, by the way. I got a feeling it pasted it the long way, and it did. But that's okay. That's okay. We can do it manually. All right. And I'm just going to adjust it. I want to make it look a little bit better. Now, we talked about zooming a lot. I'm going to select that top one and that bottom one. I'm going to go to View, Zoom, Selection, and look at that. I can see it all, right? So let's see if I can move this with just the keys, and nope, that is not going to cut it. All right, so we are going to stick this one out just a little bit. And I'd say that that looks pretty good. I'm going to save, just press save. We already got the file made. So perfect. And look at that. All right, now we need to do the same thing for the uh, glass layer. So there's two ways you can go about it. You can either draw it in yourself with the Bezier tool. You can try drawing it in with the ellipse tool and go through all that again. What might be the easiest though is if you just copy and paste it and then resize. So if you select both parts of the liquid and press copy, I'm just holding Control C. Now I'm going to lock, this is very important, lock the decanter layer and unlock the glass layer, because if you don't, you are accidentally going to paste it on the glass layer. Make sure the glass layer is selected, and here we go. All right. Now I'm going to hold down Control as I adjust it, bring it in there. See if we can lift it up higher. And let's see if we can adjust our nodes with it. Oh, we got to go to Path, Object to Path. Very good. All right, so if we put this down, all right, we're going to have to adjust these handles right here. They're going to have to go in a little bit like that and a little bit like that. All right. Go back to the node. We can move the nodes out if we choose so, but that is your call. I can show you, I suppose. And once again, you will have to adjust this node. Probably back just a wee bit. But I'm not going to do that. I guess maybe I should. I already went the distance, right? Not went the distance. I already got there. Select tool, select outside. There we go. Those nodes are very handy tools. I recommend the copy and paste method. Just once again, remember, when you copy it from the decanter layer, make sure you lock it and then select the glass layer. Otherwise, it will be on the decanter layer. All right. Now, let's see. I believe we just have one more thing to do. One more big thing to do. Actually, you know what? Real fast, I'm going to fix this. I don't like that. I think it's too. There we go. I'm going to zoom in. I just want it shorter. This is my still life. You can do whatever you'd like with yours. Perfect. That looks so much better. All right. And as a reminder for zooming, I'm just using Control to go in and out with my mouse pad and my mouse scroller, and Shift with my mouse scroller to go left and right. So let's lock all of this. Lock the glass layer, lock the decanter layer, and let's just go ahead and make a new layer. We're going to call it bowl. All right. If you're worried about distractions, I strongly recommend you hide. Whoops, I hid the bowl layer. You hide the glass and the bowl. Make sure the bowl layer is selected, and the ellipse should still be in the same properties as the last time we used it. So I'm going to hold down Control and I'm going to draw one ellipse. And I'm going to hold down Control and I'm going to draw another ellipse. That's something like that ish. Um, and then I'm going to draw one more ellipse. Goes down. Don't worry about these things being even, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to adjust them. First of all, I'm going to get my select tool, select them all. I'm going to go path, object to path. That way we can just hit the nodes right away. So what we're going to do with this top one, and we're going to do this one at a time. We're going to delete that top layer, right? I'm going to go to select because I had all three of them selected. Nodes, select this node, shift, select this node, and we're pushing that button again. Delete segments between non-endpoint nodes. All right. All right, and I actually just made a mistake. Mistakes are no big deal. You know how you fix a mistake? Control Z. All right, and then let me see my nodes. Oops, I should select it first. We still want that top node deleted. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to select this left node, only this left node. We're going to move this node arm over. And we are going to hold control because we want it at 15-degree increments. We want it at exact 0. And we're going to do the same thing for the right side node. And voila, you have that. And now we're going to adjust some shapes. So I am going to use the node tool on this, and I'm just going to bring this one down a little bit and this one up a little bit. All right, this is your bowl. You make it look however you want. Okay. All right. Now with this one is an interesting one. Path, stroke to path. Now let's see. Nope, didn't work. Okay. I accidentally made it to where this one can only be adjusted by the nodes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to delete that last one that I put. No biggie. We'll start fresh. All right. Something like that. We're going to put it there. Now, when we click the node tool, we don't have nodes. We got something else. That's the wrong button. This is probably the button that I want. Nope. Just the size of it. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to fix this again. We're going to delete this. We want a rectangle. All right, so I'm just going to redraw a rectangle, regular rectangle. All right, mine's come kind of corner like that, so I'm just going to put that up. And that's what we want for it. Now we can go to our path, object to path. We can get our nodes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out here. I'm going to push this in right here. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. We're going to select all three of them. Okay, and now we need to go to our align and distribute menu. So in the object menu, select align and distribute, and it will load. We need to select, what is it that we're selecting? Center object horizontally, which I think is this one. Center objects on vertical axis. No, we want center objects vertically. We're going to click this one. So now they're all lined up with each other. Okay? And with all of them selected, we are going to go to our path menu. We're going to select union. And look at that bowl. Move it around, resize it. We go back to our layers menu and unhide everything. We can put it wherever we want and size it accordingly. And that is it. You have just done shape, the shape section of the still life. Thank you.